Hello everybody and welcome to NAPTV. I am your host Mike Martin. I'm coming to you today from the workspace of 500,000 people in America every day. The workspace of your typical American school bus driver, the cab, the front seat of a big yellow school bus. And I'm here today to talk to you about an issue that happened a couple of weeks ago when a parent, a father, an irate father, illegally boarded a school bus, entirely inappropriate and illegal, and absolutely berated children on the bus, as well as the driver, threatened to kill them, in fact, because he believed his daughter was being bullied. And bullying itself is a huge problem in school transportation, folks, and it's a huge problem in America in general, and not because we don't have laws and or policies against bullying. In fact, the state of Florida, where this incident occurred, has among the best and most stringent anti-bullying policies in America. They work very hard. They work consistently to prevent and minimize bullying in school transportation. But sometimes, even though you have the best policies in the world, you enforce them as best as you possibly can, you're faced with a circumstance where you have a challenge that's brought upon by, who knows, maybe the circumstances of the day, events of the past. Sammy, please. And as you'll be able to see from watching this video, my job as the school bus driver, Sammy, thank you, is to, please stop, Elaine, thank you. My job is to drive the bus itself. My job is to make sure I avoid oncoming traffic, and it's very difficult to prevent bullying. Sammy and Elaine, please, thank you very much. It's very difficult to focus on doing your job when you have to worry about something that's going on behind you. And in this particular circumstance, this gentleman believed that his daughter was being bullied, and it didn't even happen that day. It was a circumstance of events, and the upshot of this is this gentleman was arrested. He's going to be prosecuted, and in the wake of that circumstance, Sammy and Elaine, thank you. He has announced to the general public and to the district in general that he apologizes. He's very contrite for what he did, and as you can see, eventually, the only thing that you can do as a driver is to get out of the seat. You have to get out of the seat, which places your vehicle in a very difficult situation. So the point we're trying to illustrate here is that that particular circumstance is not anything that anyone condones. Even Mr. Jones acknowledges that that was the absolutely wrong thing to do, and he will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. What we have done as NAPT and on behalf of the industry is we've invited Mr. Jones to come to our annual conference to talk about the situation, to talk about bullying in general, not bullying prevention, not policies and procedures, to talk about bullying in general. We're also going to invite some students to come in with us and talk as well. This is a situation that we need to explore and talk about as an industry. We're looking at this as a teachable moment. We're certainly not trying to glorify anything that Mr. Jones did. Sammy, we do not want to reward him for his completely inappropriate and illegal behavior, and we certainly don't want to encourage anyone else to do what he did. What we would like parents to do is to emulate his subsequent behavior, which is to say that was absolutely and completely inappropriate and was wrong. And what we'd like to do today is to talk to two school bus drivers who are doing a great impersonation of some middle school or kindergarten age kids, and let you sort of get their perspective. This is Sammy and this is Elaine, school bus drivers on a regular basis. Sammy's actually got a route here in less than an hour, so they're both being very kind to donate their time. But let's talk about this for just a minute. One of the issues that we discussed earlier, Sammy, was as a driver, your primary responsibility is handling that vehicle. Parents don't understand how hard that is, do they?
They really don't understand how hard it is. We have two things to keep our eyes on, and that's the road, the traffic, and the children. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult to keep an eye on both of them.
Right. And that little mirror.
And that little mirror is all we got up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than our cameras that take the pictures of situations that arise like bullying.
Yeah, it happen all the time. And are those things, they're kids? A lot of people say kids are kids, right? And that's theoretically an excuse. That's not appropriate, regardless, right? I mean, you can't. Elaine, one of the things you mentioned to me before was sort of some of the sound deadening properties of the vehicle.
You
makes it hard for you to hear kids, right?
It's a good thing because it does keep the noise level down for the driver so they can concentrate better on the road, but it's also a bad thing because you cannot hear the things that you need to hear, such as bullying or any other type of harassment that might be going on.
Yeah, exactly. And Sammy, one of the things that you mentioned to me before too is that is that when you know about bullying, you're able to intervene and intercede.
Exactly.
But it's not always easy to discern what's just general conversation and or horseplay versus what really is truly bullying.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway. Point of the episode today, folks, is to actually talk to a couple of real life, everyday school bus drivers, and to talk about this issue in the main. We want to talk about bullying. We want to talk about parental perceptions of school transportation. We want to talk about the issue of bullying prevention in general. It's not something that we can solve by ourselves as transportation professionals. It's something we have to work with other aspects of the educational entity. Yeah. We have to work with the parents themselves. We have to work with the kids themselves to try to make them understand that bullying in any way, shape, or form is unacceptable. It happens in school transportation. It happens in the school. It happens in the playground. It happens in the classroom. It happens before the kids get to school. It is a huge problem for us in society. It reflects itself in numerous ways, and unfortunately that incident a couple of weeks ago was a sad one for everyone in the industry, but we're going to try to be proactive about it, use it as a teachable moment, and see what we can do to prevent bullying in the future.
If you don't mind, I'll just add this one little thing. 39% of bullying happens in a transportation environment. It happens either on tour from school, it happens at the bus stop, and it happens on the bus. All those three things within the transportation environment, 39% of bullying occurs right there.
Yeah, and you folks have, like the people do in Florida as well, you've got strong anti-bullying policies.
Yes,
we'll show you. They've got a placard on the front of the bus. It's the first thing the kids see when they get on the bus. Talks about no bullying.
Familiar with that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still a challenge, isn't it? I mean, it's very difficult. We understand what you go through as school bus drivers. All of us as school bus drivers get that, and we're going to do what we can to try to make this a community-wide discussion. We're going to do what we can to try to get you support and assistance from parents, from students, from law enforcement, from other elements of your community, and we'll do the best we can to try to put a stop to bullying in school transportation. So with that, thank you both, Sammy and Elaine, for joining us today on NAP TV. Thank you for watching. We will continue to bring you information with imagination. That's something you can bank on. See you next time.